You ready for this, bro?
Yes, sir.
Let's get it, man.
Let's get it on.
What is vibing? This is Vish.
This is Cambo.
And today, we'll be responding to Sadhguru's video on
Sadhguru's views on Black Lives Matter.
Do you ever find yourself stressed, anxious, or worried? Well, that used to be me all the time. And I then found meditation, which helped me get through it and out of it. And today, I've got hundreds of people on the meditation journeys. And today, I'm here with Cambo. Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Cambo, better known as CamboTrainz. From Monroe, Louisiana. I moved to Austin, Texas in 2004. Been here ever since, and I'm sitting here with Vish.
Dope, man. And where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at CamboTrainz, CamboTrainz.
His stuff will be down below. So have you seen Sadhguru before?
Yeah, I have done a couple videos now, and it's really eye-opening. It's really something to marinate on as far as what I've watched so far.
Cool.
And it's definitely a cool experience. Even after this, I'm gonna definitely be looking into it more.
Sweet.
Let's get right into the video.
I'm cruel to the pigs, but I'm nice to the people is not going to work. Because once there is selective cruelty in your heart, one day you will call some human being a pig and do the same things to him. It's not far away.
He's a cool guy, man.
Tell you.
On the basis of color, creed and caste, much suffering has been imposed. Much blood has flown, too many lives have been taken, but still the problem endures. Largely, by law, world has become equitable, largely. There are still some nations which are religious republics where by law there is discrimination. But nations have matured in terms of law or in their constitution. But many individual human beings, a substantial number of them unfortunately, refuse to evolve. And they continue the same prejudices, same discrimination and same selective cruelty, either because of color, creed or caste. To fight for equitable laws is completely a different process. But to transform individual human beings is a totally different process. One must understand India's independence movement. Till then you must know, there was an effective apartheid process in this country. And then the civil rights movement in the United States, they fought in a different style because they were fighting against unjust laws. Now the laws have been fixed, but the injustice in human minds and hearts are not gone. This cannot be done by fighting on the street. This is a lot more difficult work. This is about raising human consciousness, about transforming human beings into more conscious and sensitive to all life. We must understand this. I'm cruel to the pigs, but I'm nice to the people is not going to work. Because once there is selective cruelty in your heart, one day you will call some human being a pig and do the same things to him. It's not far away. So this is very important that human consciousness has to evolve, human consciousness has to be risen, and there must be sensitivity to all life. Well, I chose the example of pigs because just now videos have been circulating everywhere because the meat market in America is down. In some farm, which is piggery industry, because it cannot be sold, but how long to just keep on feeding them? So they decided to kill a few hundred or thousand pigs, it looked like hundreds of pigs. They decided to steam them to death. 140 degrees steam coming out, and the pigs are screaming away. It takes a long time for the steam to fill up and for them to die. And then, after the steam is taken out, a few pigs are still not dead, so man is going with a gun and shooting each one of them, those who are not dead yet. When we can do this to one creature, we can do it to another creature, and naturally it'll seep into other human beings that we don't like for whatever reason. Either because of their color, or caste, or creed, we don't like them, and we will do the same things. So the sensitivity has to be towards life itself, not towards this person, that person, a specific problem. Well, in India, this has been going on for last few days. An elephant, a pregnant elephant, was killed with a pineapple loaded with firecrackers or some explosive, potassium nitrate.
Oh man.
It's an explosive, it's not really a firecracker. Well, this was not aimed for the elephant. Now it happened to the elephant. The whole country's conscience is hurt, and there's a whole, social media movement happening against it. But we must understand this was aimed towards the wild boar. Because certain communities have extreme aversion to the pigs, they don't want these pigs to enter their properties, their lands, around their homes. So they put these things, and unfortunately, this elephant picked it up and put it in its mouth and it exploded. And the elephant suffered for almost, I think, about 2 weeks before it died. With a bleeding mouth, it starved itself to death. It came and stood in a small pond to cool its mouth in water, and it died there standing. So seeing that everybody is moved, this is our problem, that we are moved by one cruelty, we are not moved by another.
Right, yeah.
So if it happens to me, it is cruelty, if it happens to you, it's not cruelty, it's the same thing. So if it happens to this creature, it is not cruel. If it happens to what I like, then it's a problem. So that is all racism is, that is all religious bigotry is, that is what casteism is. That if it happens to me, it hurts, or if it happens to what belongs to me, hurts. If it happens to them, it doesn't hurt. So this is not going to go away by just changing laws. This is about evolving human beings to a higher level of consciousness, to a more inclusive existence as such, a more sensitive life. Unfortunately, at a time like this, when there is a virus and people are dying, America has the highest number of deaths. At this time, unfortunately, this racism has exploded. Well, it is happening all the time. Nobody who has a darker shade of skin is completely immune to it. Even I'm not immune to it. When I go to America, here and there, things happen. But this particular George Floyd case was too stark and cannot be ignored. Just cannot be ignored, because the way it happened. There are too many things like this. This cannot be solved by fighting. This needs a social transformation, an individual evolution. In terms of social transformation, I know many people will become angry with me if I say this, But one thing that must immediately happen in the next 3 to 5 years is, with a certain scheme from the government, and in every precinct there must be a certain number of African American, Hispanic policemen. This could level this to some extent. I'm not saying this will remove the problem. At least they could also do better law enforcement because they understand the communities, they have more access to those communities, they need not do policing all the time. They can do negotiations and handle crime also a little better, because all crime is not murder, all crime is not bank robbery or something like this. There are many crimes which are committed by children, youth, women, for various compulsions. Those things can be easily handled if there is somebody who can talk to them, not somebody who just always has a hand on his gun. So, like this, some social situations can be changed, but without raising human consciousness, without making every human being far more sensitive to life, this is something every society in the world needs to think. If we want cruelty against human beings to go away, cruelty against animals also need to go away. But right now I feel we are treating the animals wantonly. That also translates into treating other human beings like that. It's very easy to do that. When you're doing it to one creature, doing it to another one is not very far away. I think this needs to be addressed in a more fundamental way, and this movement should not be, now how long will you protest on the streets? Maybe right now already 12 days, maybe 20 days you will do it, then it will die out. That is not the way it should be. When no such incident happens, 365 years of the day, it must be kept up, not on the street, but wherever we are, in whichever position we hold, whatever place we hold in a society, whatever responsibilities we hold there it must be kept up. That's the only way you can change this. Just protesting for a certain number of times may not work, but now it is understandable that people are angry. When people are angry, they will not always do sensible things. It is very, very important that now that it is not about one man's life, there is a history, a few hundred years of enormous suffering inflicted upon people. So, this correction cannot happen overnight. As a generation of people, if we are committed to making this happen, before our time is up, we can leave this world with much less prejudice. It is very much possible to do that.
Wow, just yet another enlightening video by Sadhguru on a very important matter and topic. And I do want to first start by saying that Black lives do matter and that this is a very important thing to bring awareness to. With that being said, what did you think, Cambo?
I think it was great. I think the way he connected, pretty much Black Lives Matter to the animal slaughtering, as far as like the pig and the elephant or the boar and the elephant and whatnot, how he kind of transitioned that into what's going on today, that kind of blew my mind right there. But overall, the message, yeah, man, like raising human, consciousness is the key. I don't really, over, a few hundred years, everything's been going on like this. We still haven't found a solution. So,
right.
I think it starts within ourselves for sure, and then, having that spread amongst everyone. So I agree with the message.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing. And yeah, I definitely resonate with what you said too, and especially what Sadhguru mentioned. It's really cool to see how he really didn't pick a side at this point, but was looking at it the way it is, right? Looking at it clearly. And that is actually what we need in today's day and age. Yeah. Whatever topic, whatever matter it is, looking at things clearly and sensibly are what matters.
Right.
And so I would highly encourage you all to take up a meditation practice which will help you de-stress, get detached from emotions, and act more sensibly too. That way, as he says, whether you're in your workplace or wherever you are, you will be able to make the right conscious decisions, no matter what you do. But also love to hear what you've learned from this video in the comments down below. And if you have any other video requests, also comment it down below. And don't forget to check out Cambo, which will also be in the comments down below. With that, make it a great day, take it joyfully, and stay conscious. Great job, brother.
Oh man,
You
appreciate
killed it.
it.
You did
Yeah, thank
awesome.
you. This was a cool experience.
And that's that, man. That's really it.